time. It is time. It is time to brew your best beer, baby. That's right. It is the SJ Pour Challenge 2014 X Factor Beer Extravaganza.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Brandon here. I'd like to finally introduce myself. I've been brewing for a couple years now, and I always love watching all the Homebrew Wednesday videos, and it's about time for me to contribute back to the community. So here I am, Homebrew Wednesday #1. I hope you guys enjoy. Here at B.M.F Brewing, as you can see, I live out here in Yuma, Arizona. So thank you. Thank all of you. I take what you guys put out there and I utilize it in my own setup and I put it into practice. If it wasn't for you guys and your videos, I would not have a setup like this and I would not be making beer that tastes this good. And I probably would have given up a long time ago. So I want to thank you all. What I'm doing is I'm cleaning up my equipment. In the video you'll see I use the hop extract. Thank you, Colorado fishermen. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have known that that product was available in bulk, and I was always iffy on buying it. The kettle's on right now. I'm trying to clean a lot of the extract out that I got gummed up, basically. I cleaned a lot of it the day of the brew, but it just seems that there's a lot of residual that sticks around, especially in the sight glass, which I'll show you. But for the most part, it's 10 times better than using like whole leaves, which will clog everything, your pumps, your chillers, depending on what type of chiller you have. And then even with pellets, I find that because I use a plate chiller right now, that clogs up very easily with pellets, and I don't know any other kind of solution of cleaning it out. I mean, what I do is I just hook up the hose and try to push out as much sediment as I can. I'll put the plate chiller actually in the oven, which I've done a few times now, but I'm kind of iffy on like the burnt vegetable matter kind of flavor that it might introduce into future beers. But once I have enough money saved up and pay off some of these bills that I've racked up, I plan on purchasing a counterflow chiller, just for the fact that I won't have to worry about so much sediment and little particles getting clogged in there. They seem to be a lot easier to clean, and for the most part, I think there'll be a lot more enjoyable brew sessions with one of those. They're just a little bit pricier versus a plate chiller. Plate chiller, don't get me wrong, chills everything down relatively fast within like 5-10 minutes, which is a big problem out here in Arizona that we'll have, especially in the summer months. In the summer months, I find myself brewing in the middle of the night to try to get a better ground temperature. There's no way that you can get your fermentation or your wort to fermentation, temperatures alone out here. You definitely have to have a pre-chiller, and there's a few other methods that you can do with that, but I highly recommend, if you're gonna brew out in the desert per se, or a hot temperature climate, you're gonna have to have a pre-chiller. And pre-chiller basically is you're pre-chilling your groundwater to your chiller, no matter if you have a counterflow immersion chiller, because the groundwater that's coming out is relatively like 90 degrees and above. I've seen it only get as low as like 76, and that was like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's the only really hard part about brewing out here, is the hotter ground temperature water. You'll see in the video, I did 2 batches because I have lots of videos that I've basically videotaped, or photos I've taken, but I've never really edited them or built them up, or even had the idea of even putting them out here on YouTube. So the first video that you guys will see, or the batch, for the most part, is a basil saison, or snips that you'll see is a rye IPA that I brewed with my buddy Carlos. and that was the first time I've actually used rye in any of my beers, and it was actually perfect timing because we got the CO2 package, or the hop extract package, in that same day while we were mashing. So yeah, I wanted to play with it. I wanted to see what it would do to the beer. And from what I read, you know, it was like 5 milliliters for like 10 IBUs, give or take. I could be wrong on those numbers right now. I'll have to look back at my the recipe that I wrote down. But basically collected 13 syringes of the 100-gram canister. And we did 2 shots. We did one at 60 and one at the 30, and then in the whirlpool, I just added Calypso. The beer is phenomenal. The other video that I have in there is kind of my kegging process. I just started doing this year, or kind of 2013. In the past, I would just kind of do the auto siphon, the quick, simple, easy method. Stumbled across some videos and ideas about just introducing CO2 the entire time while transferring, keeping oxygen off of it. So, I mean, that's the route I've been going for the most part with all of my beers now. It's real simple. The first 2 times was kind of catastrophe. I really overpressurized the carboy, kind of, in a sense, blew it up in the room, had beer everywhere, so learned from that mistake. But you'll see the kind of transferring of it. Like I said, kind of wasn't intending on doing videos, but like I felt like it's really time to start contributing back to this community. I want to help make it grow bigger than what it already is. So yeah, this is what beer is, final product. Still a little hazy. It's still clearing up. I cold crash everything. I don't filter. So yeah, cheers. By the Colorado Fisherman's video, so attempted them to the hop extract challenge. So there's a group of us, you know, just did the little finger thumb drop of it, but there was later in the evening a gentleman's challenge called, and you don't want to really back down from a gentleman's challenge, but there was an individual that backed down from the gentleman's challenge, and somebody took it and ran with it, and they took the whole 10 milliliter, basically 2 teaspoons of hop extract, and surprisingly he took it like a champ. Didn't really faze him, but it definitely hit him a couple hours later, and I'm gonna basically make a video of that and his experience of it. It's pretty entertaining, the experience that he had with it, and I'm grateful that he didn't go to the hospital, but I do not recommend it. He probably should have went to the hospital. It's the wheat. I have a wheat in there. Just dump it. One time.
Damn near out of water.
Alright, we're good.
Does that just keep the heat in?
Yep.
Unless you know if you have to adjust the heat or not.
Back in his hometown, does he drive the interstate? Does it take him on back?
You want to try to get some of this battery?
Measure hard with a country song.
10 milliliters hop extract. 60 minutes.
Squeeze extra 5 on me.
Alright. It smells really good though. Well, we'll see how the finished product is, but right now it's definitely worth it. Put a little bit in here, clean it out. There we go. That's it. Probably go ahead. Hop shot number 2. B.M.F. How's it going, everyone? I'm just about to transfer this rye IPA that I did. Originally it was at 1082, got it down to 1014. So this is how I usually keg for the most part, or transfer. I'll set up the carboy. I've put my stem all the way through, and I'll just hit it up with, you know, like 3 pounds of CO2, which then will transfer it. I try to keep the oxygen off of it as much. The cake's already been sanitized and pre-charged with CO2 as well. And then I have a hop bag down in the bottom with some Calypso and Amarillo. So, yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's a lot.
Famous last words.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's really hot.
Whoa. What do you think?
Yeah, it's about to make me choke out. Chase it with a beer. That's what I did. Chase it with a beer needs to process.
What do you think?
Ooh, that's hoppy.
Wow.
I like it. I like it. I know. I like it. I don't like that at all.
Some people like it.
Good.
That's like hash. Ew.
It's like I had a couple beers.
That's like a hash of beer.
I had a couple beers, maybe like a nice slice.
Oh my god, ew.
Yeah. It gets worse the longer it stays.
Hey,
That's right. Hey, can you imagine taking the whole shit?
Where's good? All right. So,
Take a shot of that?
yeah, no. Hop extract challenge. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's getting worse.
I'm about to puke.
Damn. Damn.
That's fucking nasty. You gotta wash your mouth out.
He's taking too long. He's
Wait, all right. So explain what's going on here.
Hops.
Hop shot, 10 milliliters.
Oh.
No way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, all you had to say is hop shot challenge. Hop extract challenge.
Tastes like a strong IPA.
Yeah? Man up.
Enjoy the fruits you labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. Cheers.